Welcome to Learning English from People.
The forgotten king of lightning, Nikola Tesla. Imagine a world without the electric light in your home. Imagine a world without the power for your phone or your computer. One man dreamed of all this and more. He gave us the modern world, but he died poor and alone. This is the incredible and often sad story of Nikola Tesla. He was an inventor, a dreamer, and a genius. He saw the future long before anyone else. Tesla was a man who seemed to live in the future. He thought about the 21st century, when the 19th century was still new. He gave the world the alternating current electrical system. This is the invisible power that runs our modern lives. He was a brilliant engineer. He saw wireless communication and robots in his mind, but his life was full of big successes and sad failures. He was a star who showed his amazing inventions to rich and famous people. He was also a lonely man who felt closest to the birds in New York City. His story is about science, but it is also about a man who fought against the world of his time. His life began with the same power he would learn to control. Nikola Tesla was born on a summer night in 1856. It was in a small village called Smiljan in what is now Croatia. People say he was born during a big lightning storm. The woman helping his mother was scared. She said the storm was a bad sign. She said the baby would be a child of darkness. But his mother, Duka, answered with a clear voice. "No," she said, "he will be a child of light." His family was smart and spiritual. His father, Milutin Tesla, was a priest. He was serious and well-educated. He wanted his son to be a priest, too. But it was Tesla's mother who really started his love for inventing. Duka never went to school, but she was very clever. She made tools and machines for their home. She could also remember long, old poems. Tesla later said his great memory and creative mind came from his mother. He was a quiet and thoughtful boy. His mind worked in a way that other people did not understand. In 1862, the family moved to a town called Gospic. Nikola finished his first years of school there. He was a wonderful student. Then he went to a bigger school in a city called Karlovac. There, everyone saw how special he was. His physics teacher showed the students experiments with electricity. Tesla was amazed. He felt he had to understand this strange power. In math class, he could do difficult problems in his head. His teachers sometimes thought he was cheating. He finished 4 years of school in only 3 years. When he came home, something terrible happened. He got very sick with a disease called cholera. He was in bed for 9 months. Many times he was close to death. In one of his worst moments, his life changed forever. His father came to his bed. He was very sad. He promised his son that if he got better, he would send him to the best engineering school in Europe. For Tesla, this promise was the best medicine. He started to get better. His mind was now full of ideas about science and invention. The next year, he ran away to the mountains to avoid joining the army. He said that living in nature made him stronger in his body and his mind. His father kept his promise. In 1875, he sent Tesla to a top technical college in Graz, Austria. In his first year, Tesla was a star. He passed 2 times the number of exams he needed to. He never missed a class. The head of the school wrote a letter to his father. The letter said, "Your son is a star of the first rank." He was very interested in a machine called a Gram dynamo. It was a machine that made direct current, or DC, but it had parts that sparked. Tesla thought this was a bad design. He told his professor that a motor without these sparking parts was possible. The professor said it was impossible. But this only made Tesla want to prove him wrong. But Tesla's focus did not last. In his third year, he started to have a gambling problem. He lost all his money and his scholarship. He left the school without finishing. For a while, his family did not know where he was. They were afraid he was dead. But he was found in Slovenia working a simple job. The police sent him home. Soon after, his father died. This was very hard for Tesla. He felt lost. After a short time trying to study in Prague, he moved to Budapest in 1881. He was ready to start his life as an engineer. In Budapest, Tesla got a job at the new telephone company. He was soon the top electrician. It was here that he had his most important idea. One day he was walking in a park with a friend. Suddenly, the answer to the motor problem came to him. It was like a flash of light in his mind. He used a stick to draw a picture in the sand. It showed a new idea, the rotating magnetic field. This idea would make his new motor possible. It was the key to his whole alternating current system. In 1882, he moved to Paris. He worked for the Continental Edison Company. He installed electric lights in the city. He was so good at his job that he was soon designing better machines for the company. His manager in Paris saw how special Tesla was. He told him to go to the United States and meet Thomas Edison. In 1884, Tesla arrived in New York City. He had only 4 cents, a book of his poems, and a mind full of ideas that would change the world. Tesla started working for Thomas Edison right away. The two men were very different. Edison was a practical American inventor. He tried thousands of ideas to find one that worked. Tesla was a European thinker. He built and tested his inventions perfectly in his mind before he made them. There is a famous story about them. One night, Tesla stayed up all night to fix a machine on a ship. The next morning, Edison heard what he did. He told his manager, "This is a damned good man." But they were not meant to work together for long. The most famous story about their split is about a promise of $50,000. Tesla said his manager offered him this huge amount of money. He would get it if he could make Edison's DC machines much better. After months of hard work, Tesla did it. He showed his brilliant new designs. But when he asked for the money, the manager laughed. Some say Edison himself laughed. He told Tesla, "You don't understand our American humor." This was not a joke to Tesla. He felt cheated. He quit his job after only 6 months. The next year was the hardest time in his life. After leaving Edison, he had no money. In the winter of 1886, he had to dig ditches for $2 a day just to eat. He felt that his great education was useless. But this difficult time did not last. He met 2 men who saw his talent. They listened to his ideas for an alternating current system. They decided to give him money to start a new company. In 1887, they formed the Tesla Electric Company. He finally had his own laboratory in Manhattan. Now Tesla was free. He had money and a place to work. His genius exploded. In his lab, he built all the parts for his AC system. The most important part was his induction motor. It was a beautiful, simple machine. It used his idea of a rotating magnetic field. It did not need the sparking parts of DC motors. In 1888, he showed his motor to a group of top American engineers. One man in the audience was George Westinghouse. He was an industrialist and Edison's biggest competitor. Westinghouse knew that Tesla's invention was a game changer. He was already selling an AC system, but he did not have a good motor for it. Tesla's motor was the missing piece. Westinghouse bought the rights to Tesla's inventions. He paid him a lot of money and promised to pay him for every motor that was made. He also hired Tesla to work with him for a year. This partnership started the famous War of Currents. Edison's company was built on direct current. He started a campaign to make people afraid of AC. He said it was dangerous and deadly. He even killed animals in public shows to prove his point. The war came to a big finish at the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago. Westinghouse won the job to light the fair. It became a beautiful showcase for Tesla's AC system. For the first time, Americans saw a whole city lit up with this new power. In the electricity building, Tesla himself was the star. He was a great showman. He passed high-frequency electricity through his own body. This made wireless light bulbs glow in his hands. He looked like a magician. The Chicago Fair was a huge success. Alternating current had won the war. The next big success was at Niagara Falls. A company wanted to use the power of the giant waterfall to make electricity. They asked Tesla for his advice. He told them his AC system was the best way. The company gave the job to Westinghouse. In 1896, the world's first large hydroelectric power plant started sending electricity to the city of Buffalo, New York. It was a dream come true for Tesla. It was a new start for the world. With the money he made, Tesla was now a rich man. He was free to work on his biggest ideas. He opened a new lab in Manhattan. It was like a wonderland of science. He showed his inventions to famous people like the writer Mark Twain. In 1891, he invented the Tesla coil. This machine could make very high-voltage electricity. He used it to experiment with wireless light, radio, and even X-rays. But in March 1895, a fire destroyed his lab. Everything was gone, his notes, his tools, and his machines. It was a terrible loss. "I am too sad to talk," he told a reporter, but he did not give up. He built a new lab, and he began to work on his greatest dream, a worldwide system to send energy and information without wires. This dream took him to Colorado in 1899. A rich man named John Jacob Astor IV gave him money. Tesla built a special lab in Colorado Springs. The high, dry air was perfect for his experiments. He built a huge machine called a magnifying transmitter. It created giant bolts of man-made lightning. The sound was like thunder. Once, his experiment was so powerful that it caused a power outage for the whole town. In his quiet lab in Colorado, Tesla believed he made an amazing discovery. He heard strange, regular signals on his radio equipment. He decided they were not from Earth. He believed they were messages from another planet, maybe Mars. People were excited and also doubtful, but for Tesla, it was real. He returned to New York in 1900. He was ready to build his global wireless system. He got a lot of money from a very powerful banker, J.P. Morgan. He started to build a project called Wardenclyffe on Long Island. It was a giant tower, more than 180 feet tall. From this tower, Tesla believed he could send messages and electricity to any place on Earth. There would be no wires. He dreamed of giving free, unlimited energy to everyone. But this great dream was not to be. Another inventor, Guglielmo Marconi, was also working on wireless communication. In 1901, Marconi successfully sent a radio signal across the Atlantic Ocean. He became a hero. Investors gave their money to him. J.P. Morgan was a businessman. He was not interested in Tesla's dream of free energy. When Tesla asked for more money to finish the tower, Morgan said no. The project stopped. The giant, empty tower stood for years. It was a sad monument to Tesla's biggest dream and his greatest failure. The fall of Wardenclyffe was a turning point. Tesla never really recovered from it. The last decades of Tesla's life were a slow fall into loneliness. He continued to have ideas, but he had no money. He moved from one hotel to another in New York. He often left without paying his bills. His strange habits became stronger. He was obsessed with the number 3. He hated pearls. He followed a very strict and unusual daily life. His only friends in his later years were the pigeons of New York City. He walked to the park every day to feed them. He would bring sick or injured birds back to his hotel room to care for them. He had a special love for one white pigeon. He said he loved her as a man loves a woman. He spent thousands of dollars to build a special support for her broken wing. He said she visited him every day and that he could talk to her. To stay in the news, he started to hold a press conference every year on his birthday. These events became stranger and stranger. He would talk about his past work, and he would announce amazing new inventions. In 1934, he announced a particle beam weapon. The newspapers called it a death ray. He said it could end all wars. He said one of his old machines once caused a small earthquake in his neighborhood. In the past, people called him a visionary. Now, they saw him as an old man who had lost his way. In 1937, Tesla was hit by a taxi. He broke some ribs, but he refused to see a doctor. This was a habit his whole life. He never fully recovered from the accident. On January 7, 1943, Nikola Tesla died alone in his room at the Hotel New Yorker. He was 86 years old. A few days later, the FBI took all of his papers and belongings. During World War II, they were afraid his death ray idea could be dangerous. For many years after he died, most people forgot about Nikola Tesla. His name was just a small note in the history books of other men, like Edison and Marconi. But his work was too important to be lost forever. In 1960, the scientific world gave him a great honor. They named the unit for magnetic field strength the Tesla. In the 1990s, people started to become interested in him again. They saw him as a great genius who was misunderstood. They saw a man who was cheated by a world that was not ready for his ideas. Nikola Tesla was a man of great contrasts. He was a brilliant scientist who could see complex machines perfectly in his mind. But he did not accept new ideas in physics, like Einstein's theories. He was an amazing showman who everyone wanted to see. But he was also a lonely man who never married. He believed being alone helped his work. He gave us the electric system that powers our entire world. It powers the device you are using to read these words. His life was a bright, strange, and finally sad spark. It is a story about the power of a great mind and the high price of being a man ahead of his time.